Hey, welcome back to day 7 of Project Me, and we're going to try and continue that pattern of keeping the videos as concise as possible. So again, I've got the clock next to me so I know that I won't be going over time, hopefully. I have no intention of doing that today. Let's get cracking. So again, daily update before moving on to the self-reflection, and then the little book with Ryan Holiday. And then lastly, some gratitude. Yeah, so first things first, what has happened within the last day or so? So first of all, this morning, woke up at 6, got up shortly thereafter, very shortly, not immediately. I should be getting up immediately after the alarm. But in any case, we got up, we stretched a bit, did what we needed to do, and then we went out for would have been about 4.7, 4.8 Ks. Little run there and back, actually. So I run with this little contraption on my arm. I put the phone in there and then I just play music because I don't have headphones or whatever. But anyways, I'm running in the morning. Not too many people around, but God, this woman, I don't have my contacts in, so I can't see very well. But I see her. So I'm running along this section, and she's kind of cutting across. I'm kind of going all the corners because we go around the corners. We're not skipping, We're going all the way. We're being committed. In any case, I'm going around this corner. She's cutting across, and she must hear the music, and so she keeps glancing back at me. She keeps glancing back at me, and as I'm overtaking her, she goes, what was the exact phrase she used? I think it was, "Hey, have you tried headphones?" Or, "Hey, you should get some headphones." Not in that tone of voice, obviously, but I'm running and it just caught me by surprise. I was like, I turned to her as I'm running and I go, "Yeah, one day," and I keep running. And I don't know, it made me I felt a little bit guilty, felt a little bit bad for not wearing headphones. But then again, I don't have them, so what am I supposed to do? And then as I keep running, I was thinking of all the other answers I could have told her, all the replies I could have made, and foremost among them, or the theme at least, was the economy. In this economy, really, or when the student loan covers my weekly rent, yeah, I'll buy headphones, which is not going to happen. Yeah, so don't know really how to feel about that. I mean, I felt a little bit bad. I ended up turning down the volume after I passed her a little bit. But yeah, I mean, one, I don't think it was that loud, but of course I don't know. I mean, it's right here, and I do turn it up enough so I can hear it over the wind. But that said, enough that I can hear the lyrics is probably loud enough for other people 20 meters away to at least hear the melody. So I'm not too sure what's going on, but that made me feel something. Not quite sure, but anyways. I got back, good exercise in the morning, and then went out to one of the local university campuses and sat down there for a few hours to study. And tomorrow is actually Anzac Day. So Anzac is Australian New Zealand Army Corps. I think it's Armed Corps. One of the two, but you get the gist. Tomorrow is Anzac Day, which celebrates, all the veterans that we've had, the casualties, the losses, the deaths, etc., in all of our various conflicts that we've participated in. And so basically the Veterans Day tomorrow, in a way, or Memorial Day, combined into one. So that's tomorrow, and we usually have a dawn service. So, everyone goes out to the war memorial, and there's a whole ceremony that goes down there. Anyways, I messaged the group chat. I asked, "Hey, anyone else planning on going to this?" Dead silence, and then someone, we'll call her Rachel. Why Rachel? I don't know. Anyways, Rachel goes, "Hell no, ain't no one got any time for that." And then a second message, like, "Lest we forget," which is the phrase we use for Anzac. "Lest we forget," and rep and all that, but ain't no one got time for that. So one, I thought, I read this hours later, by the way. So someone else had responded saying, "A simple no would suffice," and Rachel replied, "Yeah, you're probably right." But anyways, I read that hours later, and I was like, a little bit disrespectful. I mean, I can understand not wanting to wake up at 5:30 and walking to the war memorial for a ceremony, but I mean, that's kind of the whole point, to remember. And please, waking up at 5:30 and walking to the war memorial is probably the easiest thing you could possibly do. I mean, all those soldiers that have died or even participated in conflicts will probably happily trade that than participating in the conflicts. So it's like, you probably could have phrased that way, way better. But anyways, their choice at the end of the day. And anyways, another thing today, as I was studying today, I ended up moving from the university campus to a cafe. And a friend was supposed to meet me there for a little study date, but she didn't show up. I mean, to be fair, looking back at the text messages, she never fully committed, so I can't really be disappointed or angry or anything. And frankly, I'd much rather be by myself than have someone else there. But that said, I invited you. I made an effort to invite you and let you join me. It'd be nice if you gave me a heads up that you weren't coming or something. Especially if you haven't committed, maybe you haven't decided. But then once you definitely have decided not to show up, then maybe let me know, so that I'm not sitting there thinking, maybe I should wait a little bit longer just in case she does show up. But hey, can't control everyone, right? That was Rachel as well, by the way. So take from that what you will. In any case, yeah, today, so this is a recurring thing for the last 2 or 3 days. I've been always hungry. I can't stop feeling hungry. And maybe it's because I'm not getting enough food. I certainly feel like I'm getting enough food. Like I ordered myself a bowl of chips or fries, if you were, as it were, today at the cafe. So that's maybe 600 calories. Came back, had a pack of pea crisps, about 600 calories overall. And of course I made dinner, and God knows how much that was. It's just Cajun chicken and rice, but still, carbs. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting enough calories and everything. I don't know why I'm so hungry all the time. I mean, I am trying to lose weight, but I don't feel like for the deficit I'm running, it justifies being hungry all this time. I mean, I've never really done a cut or lost a significant amount of weight before, so I'm not really too sure. But I need to get better about maybe only eating at set times, like dinner or lunch. I don't really eat breakfast. I'm just never hungry in the morning. It feels like I'm forcing myself to eat, which is not a pleasant experience if I eat in the morning, unless it's waffles. Waffles I can get behind. Yeah, I can. I absolutely can. Or pancakes, I suppose, but waffles really. Anyways, yeah. So I think I need to get better about that, and probably the best thing to do, like I said, is set myself specific times to eat, and not going back up for seconds. For example, at dinner, like today, I went up for foods. I mean, I love cooking, and fuck, that tasted. Excuse my French. That tasted delicious. Tonight, so I went up for more. But anyways, that's just something to work on, I suppose. Let's get on to the book. Today is April 24th. Yeah, it is. A Productive Use for Contempt by Marcus Aurelius, another quote. Just as when meat or other foods are set before us as we think, this is a dead fish, a dead bird or pig, and also this fine wine is only the juice of a bunch of grapes. This purple-edged robe, just sheep's wool dyed in a bit of blood from a shellfish, or of sex, that is only rubbing private parts together, followed by a spasmic discharge. In the same way our impressions grab actual events and permeate them, so we see them as they really are. Interesting. So, I've said this before, I'll say it again. This really just tells me that take a step back. Look at things as they really are. Like, I'm looking at my phone right now, which is recording me, and I'm thinking, this isn't just a video of me. It's a complex electronic device somehow taking thousands upon thousands of photos and recording my voice at the same time, and seamlessly blending it together into one piece of art, I suppose. It's interesting. And Ryan Holiday, what does he have to say? He says, There is one Stoic exercise that might well be described as contemptuous expressions. Stoics use an almost cynical language as a way to dismantle some of the fanciest, almost coveted parts of life. Marcus's joke about sex. Why would he say something like that? Well, if you take a second to consider sex in such an absurd light, you may be less likely to do something shameful or embarrassing in the pursuit of it. It's a counterbalance to the natural bias we have towards something that feels really good. We can apply the same way of thinking to a lot of things that people prize. Consider that envy-inducing photo you see on social media. Imagine the person painstakingly staging it. What about that job promotion that means so much? Look at the lives of other so-called successful people. Still think it holds magical power? Money, which we want more of and are reluctant to part with. Consider how covered in bacteria and filth it is. That beautiful, perfect person you're admiring from afar. Remember that if they're single, other people must have dumped them at some point. There must be something wrong with them. This exercise won't turn you into a cynic, but it will provide some much-needed objectivity. Yeah, I think it's a nice twist to some things. So, in today's context, for example, eating, being hungry all the time. You know, if I'm craving some sort of food like pasta, for example, do I really want to just go and eat, ground flour? When I say ground, I mean like to grind, that the verb, not from the ground. ground grain is what I mean. Ground grain and egg. Do I really just want to eat that for lunch? Like, wouldn't I be much better off eating, I don't know, an apple or something, as opposed to that? Probably a much healthier alternative. And as for the girl that I keep mentioning, and I can't stop thinking about, well, there must be something wrong with her if she's, well, one, for our history, if she's treated me the way she has. I'm not saying she's treated me poorly, but the way she has raises certain questions. There must be something that's going on with her. And I don't want to imagine what it is. I don't think that's healthy in any way. But I think I need to look at it from a different perspective and realize that it's not all on me. There's a reason that she's acting the way she is. But anyways, let's move on to gratitude. I'm still a little bit sick, sorry. So, 3 things I am grateful for today. Let's see. My flatmate, Ashley. So lovely. I left my key inside the house this morning when I went out. And then when I shifted to the cafe, I realized I didn't have my wallet. So I ran back to the house and I had to call Ashley to let me back in. And she very kindly did, without so much as a single complaint, which you would expect, because it's the right thing to do, not complain. But respect to her for actually doing it. So, love you, Ashley, thank you for that. Secondly, I am grateful for, just when I'm out running. Every morning when I go out for a run, those first 2 or 3 minutes, it just feels so liberating. Just run in the cold. It's pretty cold and windy in Wellington. To just run in the cold and just hold out your arms and there's no one on the roads. Wow, like that. It's like a magical experience. So I guess I'm grateful, first and foremost, for being healthy, for being able to run, and secondly for living in the place I am. It's lovely. It's just liberating, I suppose. So yeah, I'm grateful for being healthy for the way I am and for living in Wellington. Healthy for being able to run. Grateful that I'm healthy and able to run, and for the place I live in. I suppose that's 3, but we'll do a third one anyways, because those 2 are kind of hand in hand. Grateful to my professor today. I emailed letting him know that I was still quite sick and thought I was a little bit contagious, so I wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to go into class and into a close-knit tutorial, and he was very understanding of that, so thank you to my professor. And yeah, that should wrap it up, so cheers guys. God, I hope it wasn't too long. I feel like that was 15 minutes, oh my word. I really talked a lot, geez, sorry. Alright, well, until tomorrow, cheers.